Hello, welcome to this tutorial slash class focusing on sun salutations. A lot of the time people tell me about the issues that they have, the little problems that they have transferring from one posture to the other, or things that they find quite difficult to do. So we're going to break down the sun salutations and then we'll practice them in different ways. Come and join me at the top of your mat. Find your weight evenly spread between the big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel on your feet. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling, shoulders relax, buttocks relax. You may even just allow your knees to be gently flexing. In other words, you find yourself in Tadasana, your mountain posture. Then inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down, and you may want to swan dive. Bend the knees to release the hands to the floor and allow the crown of the head to dangle down. So you find yourself in Uttanasana, your standing forward bend. The next posture would be to take one leg back into a lunge. You can make this a low lunge, so with the knee to the floor, and then lift the arms up. A bit too much, you can leave the arms to the thigh. So here, into a low lunge. Let's come back and try this on the other side. Tuck the back foot, bring it forward, you're folding in, you bend the knees, you open the arms out, you lift up and take the hands in towards the chest. Trying this on the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. The left leg goes back this time. The left knee goes down. Again here you may stop hand to thighs, or if you like you can lift the arms up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders. Let's take the hands down to the floor and come back into the forward bend. So tuck the back foot. Come back into Uttanasana, forward bend. Bend the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. The next posture in this is to come back into a down dog. So we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Take the right leg back, the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. This time, instead of coming back forward, we're going to tuck the back foot, take the front leg back into a down dog. Where your hands are pressed down onto the floor, your sitting bones are up, and then you may want to release the heels towards the floor, but that is neither here nor there, you don't have to. So that's your down dog. Let's come back now towards the front. From your down dog here, we'll simply walk the feet all the way towards the front. Bend the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. This time, as we come back, we're not going to come into a down dog, we're going to come into our hands and knees, which will be a variation. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. This time, for the sake of it, balancing, we'll take the left leg back and inhale the arms up above the head. When we release the hands down to the floor, instead of coming back into a down dog, we'll come back into a tabletop. So you're going to take the front leg back to be in line with the back knee, and you are into your tabletop, but you release the chest through. So for those of you familiar with cat-cow, this is your cow. Now let's make our way back from the tabletop all the way into our standing forward bend. Here, I'd like to come up onto the shins, take one leg forward, then fingers to the floor, back leg to the front, crown of the head down. bend the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. Let's move on a little bit to coming onto our front. So we inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Take the right leg back and the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Let's say we'll be coming forward from our down dog. So we take the down dog to start with. And then we'll come forward. So up onto the toes. Forward into your tabletop. And then you bend the elbows by the side of the body. So you need to allow the upper body to come a little bit forward. You release your bums up in the air and then you release yourself all the way down to the floor. And you take your arms forward so the elbows are under the shoulders or even a little further forward so that you can relax into your sphinx, giving you a back bend here. So let's come back from this, hands to the side of the chest, tuck the toes, come back into your down dog. So bring yourself onto your tabletop, sit back. Lift back up into your down dog. And then coming back forward, you can walk, you can step, or you can side step the legs. I'm going to come back forward and then I'll show you how to do all of those variations. So from this, I'm going to lift my leg and then bring it towards the front. So I'm coming up onto my fingertips, I'm coming back into a lunge, lifting my arms, releasing, back leg to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knees, sweep the floor, and come back in towards the chest. Here, let's have a little look at the different variations that we can do. We can take from the back of our mat forward. So you're into your down dog. The one that I just did was lifting the legs, or one leg rather, then I'm lifting onto my fingertips, rounding into my back as I bring the knee in, and then I'm bringing it all the way towards the front and releasing my knee. Possibly there's a little bit of height missing and you feel that you cannot go as far forward. So this is where you might want to use your bricks, place them to either side at the front. So that here, let's start from our down dog. Here, I'm into the down dog and I've got my hands on the brick. I may even have the thumbs, if your wrists prefer it, pointing down towards the floor. And I'm into the down dog. This time you have to have a firm grip on those bricks. As I lift my leg, I have the height to round into the back and bring that leg forward. And release the knee down. Another variation would be back into your down dog. Look towards your hands. Let's say we're taking the left leg forward. We're going to take the hands all over towards the right. So one hand comes off the mat for me. Right hand, left hand still towards the right side of the mat. I lift my left leg, but instead of bringing it forward, I'm going to bring it out. So I'm going to bring it out and then give myself a semicircle to come all the way towards the front. And release the knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Back legs to the front, crown of the head down. Bend the knees, sweep the floor. Hands to the chest. Another variation would be if you prefer staying onto your hands and knees. So let's say that instead of being into a down dog, you came to your hands and knees. So you're onto your hands and knees. And then you're coming forward onto your front. So again, bend the elbows, release yourself, nose, chin, chest, all the way down. Come into your sphinx. Hands to the side of the chest. This time tuck the toes, bring yourself back onto your hands and knees. And then again, you can either slide the leg out to the side into the front, or come back up and bring that leg up. And then you would bring the back leg to the front, crown of the head down. Inhale, arms up, hands in towards the chest. As you're following this and as you're doing those with me, You will see intuitively what feels more comfortable in your body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Let's take now the right leg back and the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, you're into a down dog. And if you're into the down dog, this time as we come forward, we'll come forward into a plank. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank, so my feet slide out a little bit so my shoulders are just above my wrists. I'm not sagging down, I'm not piking up. I am long. So I'm pushing my hands into the floor so I can round the shoulder blades away from the midline, so from the spine, so I can use my core strength. Then I'm going to bring my head forward, so I'm pushing onto my toes, under the toes, I'm forward, I'm bending the elbows, and I'm releasing myself slowly down to the floor. Remember, and we'll work through those again together as we do the flow. You can do this from your hands and knees instead. Here, let's have a hovering cobra. So my hands, I'm going to slide them down again so my fingers are in line with my nipples. Press the pubic bone down. And this is in lieu of your sphinx, or adding afterwards when we do several sun salutation, you can go a little deeper. I'm going to press the pubic bone down, try to have my feet firmly pressed down onto the floor and my legs active. And I'm going to inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to lift and hover the hands away from the floor. And if you're doing this with me, I think maybe you're feeling this working in your back somewhere. And then you can release. Tuck the toes, bring yourself back into a child's posture, briefly with the toes tucked, and then you're going to lift yourself back up. Whilst I'm here, if you were to come back into a child's pose, not comfortable on your knees, instead of being onto the child's posture here and pushing back, you could come onto your shins and instead extend the arms a little bit forward so you get that stretch into the back still. Or you could have the knee that's bothering you out to the side as well, and you indeed get a nice stretch into the inside of the leg. Now from here, let's go back into a down dog, or remain in your tabletop if you wish, but for the purpose of this video, I'll come back into the down dog. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank, or half a plank, so hands and knees. And then I'm going to come forward, release myself all the way down to the floor. And then I'm going to press, so I'm lifting my body. I'm releasing the shoulders away from the ears. My knees are dangling. My bum can move from side to side as I'm coming up into an upward facing dog, shoulders away from the ears. Back into a down dog. Then lift one leg up, bring it forward, so anywhere that feels comfortable with your brick, with the leg sliding out to the side, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll release down to the floor, tuck the back foot all the way to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knees, sweep the floor, inhale, arms up, and then hands in towards the chest. Right, let's try to take those all the way through. So you might be thinking, well, I already moved around quite a bit. We're going to put from the standing Tadasana, the mountain posture, all the way. We're going to flow through different variations. And as you get more familiar, or as you practice more your sun salutation, you will just use one bit there and one bit there, and one day you'll feel like your back is not so compliant, so you may want to come onto the hands and knees. Fear not. Practicing makes it okay within your body and makes you know what your body feels like. I'm going to start on the other side this time. So I'm inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Taking the right leg back and the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. I'm going to come into my tabletop. You're free to come into a down dog, but why not try the tabletop whilst you're here? Then I'm going to come forward, so I'm always bringing the weight a little bit more forward. Bend the elbows. I'm not bending them out, I'm bending them in, so the elbows face towards the back of the mat. And then I'm releasing my nose, my chin, my chest, and sliding my body down. Then I'm on my forearms, pressing my legs down, taking the navel in towards the spine, a little bit as if I was feeling like I had lava that was wanting to go between my mat and my belly, and I didn't want it to touch my belly. And so I allow my upper chest to come through, but my belly to engage. Then hands to the side of the chest, I'm going to come back into my tabletop or into the down dog. Then I'm going to come up onto my shins, release the right leg forward, lift my arms up, and then down. Tuck the back foot, slide it all the way to the front. Crown of the head down. Bend the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. And release the arms out to the side of the body. Let's try this with the left leg with different variations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Left leg goes back, left knee goes down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Front leg goes back into a down dog, where I stay in my exhale. Inhale, come up onto the toes and then forward into a plank. Body forward, and I'm going to release myself all the way down to the floor. I could have taken a tabletop as well. Hovering cobra, pressing my thighs down, releasing the shoulders away. Hands to the floor, tuck the toes, sit back into your heels, transition into a down dog. Left leg lifts. I'm coming up onto my fingertips so that I can take my knee towards the chest and then bring the left leg forward. On this occasion, I'm going to keep my right knee lifted, giving me a little bit more of a balancing challenge. Release my hands down, back leg to the front, crown of the head down. Bend the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Good. Let's see if we can do a couple more. I'm going to take variation without speaking. That will be hard for me. And you will take anything that feels comfortable for you. Come to the top of your mat. Find yourself in Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fall forward in Uttanasana. I'm not speaking, except right leg. Down dog or hands and knees. Plank or half a plank. Sphinx, cobra or upward facing dog. Down dog or tabletop. Back leg forward, right leg. Forward in Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sweep the floor, inhale, arms up, exhale, hands in towards the chest. I failed in not speaking, but at least I gave you the name of the postures rather than how to get into it. For this last one, I promise, I'll tell you now, it's the left leg that does it. Try to take any variation that feels comfortable for you. Let's go. When you've come to the top, release the hands out to the side. Rest for a few breaths here. Notice your body, your heart rate, your breath. And here now, you may want to follow this with a relaxation or carry on with another shorter class or just run again with it. See how you feel. I hope this was helpful. Please do leave me your comments and I'll try to come back to you. Thank you very much. Namaste.